Hey guys, it's Sin, Mom here at Rising Above Autism, and I have a story that just happened tonight that is a great way to start off Autism Awareness Month. We have a really hard time leaving the house. We have a hard time going anywhere or seeing our friends or family because of the kids' behaviors. So today we had planned to meet my parents halfway in Toledo. So it's about an hour-and-a-half car ride. Madison normally does pretty well in the car. And since I can't really leave her here without me or Rick or somebody as backup for our helpers, I decided just to take her with us to dinner. And we have two amazing girls that were still at the house with Ellie and Charlie tonight. So they were in good hands, and we thought Madison was too. Apparently I was wrong. So we started like all day today. I've been saying, Madison, we're going to go see Grandma and Grandpa. Are you hungry? We're going to go have dinner, you know, things like that. So I give Madison her shoes. I make her go potty, things like that, so that we're all ready. Last second, she had to wait for a minute for us to finish getting our stuff together. And she took off her shoes and took off running upstairs. Okay, so that happens all the time. Didn't think much of it. So I give her her shoes. I get her in the car, or get her almost to the car. She lets go of my hand and takes off running. She doesn't run very fast or very far. So I caught her and I said, come on, we're going to go see Grandma and Grandpa. We're going to go eat. Get her in the car. Didn't make her put her shoes on. And we start driving. Unfortunately, we hit some traffic. And so she didn't do well with the traffic. And she, out of nowhere, I didn't see this coming, just starts screaming at the top of her lungs. I thought Rick was going to run the car right off the road. And she didn't stop screaming. She just kept screaming. Okay, so I kept saying, her meds will kick in soon. She'll be fine. Let's just keep driving. So then she starts, in her own way, cussing us out kind of thing, you know, threatening us. We kind of blew it off because we kept saying it'll be fine when she calms down. So then she takes off her seatbelt, and I was really scared she was going to jump out of the car in the middle of Detroit with all this traffic going on during rush hour, you know, and I kept picturing the worst of what could happen. Instead, she strips 100% of her clothes off. So we're sitting here naked, completely naked, not even a bra or underwear, and starts screaming at the top of her lungs again. So at this point, my anxiety is the worst. My hands are actually shaking. My knees are shaking. My stomach, I'm sick to my stomach. My nerves are shot. And I can't imagine what Rick feels because he's got to drive in the middle of all this craziness. She just keeps screaming. So we turn around and we start heading home. We call my parents and tell them we're going to have to meet a different day. It's just not going to work. So my poor parents, who are like, you know, half an hour in, just stop and ate dinner somewhere else. Thank goodness they are very understanding. And we start driving back to our house, and she doesn't let up. She just starts kicking and punching my seat, grabbed my arm as I tried to block because I thought she was going to hit Rick while he was driving. And she just keeps screaming. We get home. She refuses to get out of the car. She refuses to get dressed. So we had run in, grabbed a blanket, showed her the blanket, tried to get her to go back in the house. She refused. So finally I had Rick grab her purse and just said, you know, your babies are going in the house. Let's go in the house. So she finally angrily got up, grabbed her clothes, didn't put them on, and came in the house. We made sure everybody had evacuated to the kitchen and den to make sure everybody was safe. And I followed her, helped her get up to her room, where she put all her dirty clothes in the dirty clothes hamper and is still laying there now, even though we've been home for about an hour. And she should be calm, I would hope, by now, but she's very angry. I went to check on her several different times. She's hiding under her blanket. It's fine. But this is every day at my house. Every day this week, there has been an instance like this. We have sought help from doctors. We have sought help from hospitals. We've sought help from mental hospitals and no one is helping us. We've now been turned down from mental hospitals because they said that she's too severe and they can't help us. That her needs are too severe because she's special needs on top of having other issues, on top of having autism as well. So really, who can help us then? Because we are at a complete loss. We don't know where to turn. We don't know how to get help. My health is going down. I know my husband's health is going down. Horrible high blood pressure. Like, you would think I'm an abuse victim because of how I jump sometimes when there's a loud noise or when I see a face that she's making and I can tell she's angry. Like I said earlier, I was shaking, and that happens way too often that I try not to admit to people, that my knees and my hands shake, that I'm so tired of living a life where all I do is try to protect my kids from my other kids, where I'm just trying to keep my house safe. We're not trying to be rocket scientists over here. We're just trying to have a safe house where anybody that comes into my house will not get hurt because they gave eye contact. That's another thing. I awkwardly sit next to her and look straight ahead because she cannot handle the eye contact, but I have to be watching out of the corner of my eye to see what she's doing to make sure that she's not hurting herself or others. She frequently scratches her own face or tries to gouge her eyes. She's tried to do that to me this week, or shred my clothes off my body while I'm trying to get her to calm down. No one should live like this. We need a better system. We need a better mental health system. We need more help for severe special needs. We need more understanding that not everyone that has autism is like the good doctor. We need people to see this side, this aggressive, nonverbal, very frustrated, very confused form of autism. Because I've said it before, families like mine are not surviving anymore. I have done and said things that I never thought I would do or say to try to get help, and it's not working. We have tried meds, we have tried marijuana, we have sought help from, you know, the system and social workers. I've told people I'm going to call CPS on our house because it's not safe, and we're not getting help. If somebody could live in my shoes for 1 hour, they would understand how we need more help, how we need some kind of resource. She's been turned down from group homes because her needs are too severe. We need some kind of options to be able to function. I'm not even saying like a typical family. I need our family to function in a safe way. We need to have a safe environment for all of us. Can you imagine always living on the defense, always worrying who's going to get hurt that day or what's going to happen? One of my girls asked me tonight when we got home, what do you see in the future? What do you see in the next, what do you see in the next 10 years? I really see either us all becoming hermits and never leaving the house, or I see somebody drastically getting hurt and me sitting there saying, I told you so. We've tried to get help and nobody can help us. I guess I don't even know what I'm asking you to do to help, except be aware, understand what families like mine are going through. And if you have the ability to write to any of your lawmakers, write to any of your politicians, local or federal, whatever, we need people to see this is what goes on in an autism home. We need people to see that it's not fair for anyone to live like this. Thank you for listening. Hope you're having a better night than we are.